Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Brewsday Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah! It's time for Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
Yeah, yours sounded better than mine. It is Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Southern Restaurant and Six Pack Store, downtown Blacksburg, which is where these beers came from. I was on the hunt for pumpkin beers. I mean, at this point, a little leftover. Still got a couple, so I figured we'd pop these. And frankly, I maybe should have done this one on our original pumpkin beer show because this
instead of the no pumpkin.
Yeah, well,
you cheater.
I just thought that was funny. But this is the one that if I remember correctly, Mikey said is his top pumpkin beer from Alewerks. Their seasonal selection, of course, it is the pumpkin spice amber ale with natural flavors. This one's coming in at a nice hearty 7.3%, so nothing to sneeze your nose at. Snuff. What was it? What's that expression?
Turn your nose up at? No, that doesn't sound right either.
Nothing to sneeze at.
Nothing to sneeze at, or don't turn your nose up at it.
And I
feel like you.
I kind of combined them. Yeah, it was a spoonerism of.
There we go. That's
whatever.
the word.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah. So that's what I'm drinking. What you got?
So I'm very excited for this one. First of all, clown shoes, always solid, and always love when we have them on the show. But I mean, I've seen all the pumpkin labels that we've had so far, and this one might be my favorite because they're going to the old school comic book. It's their Clown Shoes Luchador series, the Pumpkin Sombrero Mexican style chocolate stout with pumpkin puree, and I think this may be our winner. It also says on the side, new challenger approaches. So we're gonna have to dig into that. I'm trying to find the ABV, 7%.
All right.
So a little hardy, but new challenger approaches. Every so often, the competitor reaches a pinnacle. When that happens, the only way to keep things interesting is to go unorthodox. So how about fighting against a giant pumpkin wrestler with an evil robot brain? Enter the gorgeous gourd. He may have incredibly tough pumpkin skin and super strength, but Lucha has 4 fists ready to unleash destruction and fury. This richly textured Mexican-style chocolate stout gets a flourish of seasonal spice from an addition of pumpkin puree. Yes, that's right. They just put the beer description in the very bottom line of their poetic comic book stylings, but we'll see. Oh, apparently the luchador also has 4 arms. So somebody had a lot of fun with this one.
That's pretty sweet.
And I'm hoping so.
And that actually, so it's what exactly? A
Mexican style chocolate stout with pumpkin puree.
So now that's something. And over here I have the amber with natural flavors, spiced amber. So this did make me think, I was kind of dogging on, pumpkin beers and how there's so many of them. It's a big thing, but it is one of those things where a lot of breweries can have fun with it because you can do any sort of style with pumpkins. Remember we did the lot. They had we had pumpkin lattes.
Blonde last week.
We had the blonde. We had there was an IPA. So there's definitely a lot you can do with pumpkin with all the different spices. Where on the flip side, where you think about all the Oktoberfest beers that come out around same sort of time, those are all Marzens, and to do a proper Marzen, it's pretty much going to be just about the same no matter what brewery you're going to. Slight variations, but if you're doing it proper, you got to do it by the book. But here with pumpkins, man, I mean, everything's just thrown out the window, and you got a lot of different options. Now you're eyeballing yours. What is it? The head that's throwing you off there?
Well, no, I mean it's not throwing me off, but man, that's impressive. It's it was poured smooth to the line, and then it just on its own.
Then it bubbled up
that much, yeah.
Wow.
So serious stout.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I was coming into picking out the pumpkin beers and thinking, oh, yeah, here we go. It's pumpkin season again. I was almost dreading the show, but man, maybe I like the pumpkin beers more than I thought I did.
It's just the ones you'd had.
Yeah. Well, this one I've had Alewerks before. I mean, I guess, it's different years. I think I've even had that Clown Shoes before, if I'm not mistaken. I could check the Untapped app to see, which is what we like to utilize on the show.
I think a major factor in it's moderation.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's pumpkin once a year. You pumpkin pie, Thanksgiving, and then we're done with it. we walk away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I figured, you know, we did it in October because, you know, Halloween, and that's when you start to see them. Now you got to, you know, it's November. Like you said, pumpkin pie, Thanksgiving. It's still sort of pumpkin season, if you will. You might not be carving them anymore or anything, but it is still the season. The leaves have changed. They're starting to fall, but, you know, it's definitely fall, like I said, you know, autumn, if you will. Do you say autumn? I don't know anybody that ever calls it
Never
autumn.
said
Everybody
autumn.
says fall.
First of all, I mean, once you get into silent letters, I have a problem with your word. It's unnecessary. Like,
Yeah.
So damn versus damn it. I do damn it without the N. You double M because phonetically and eventually we'll just circle back and we'll be on the German alphabet. But for now, apparently we still have to like knife. That's the most ridiculous word in the English language. What's the K do?
I know.
Another ridiculous word.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can go on a whole tangent with these silent letters. It doesn't, I mean, and I think that's one of the parts, you know, they say that the English language is one of the hardest to learn. I bet that's part of it is all these, and then there's just all the conjunctions and, yeah.
It's absolutely absurd.
Yep, it is a little bit, but I can't remember. What was I asking about? Fall, autumn. Yeah.
If I use the word fall or autumn.
Yeah, there you go. But this is my favorite season. And it's
hands down.
I mean, weather-wise, I just love it. I like it when it starts cooling. Hoodie weather is my absolute favorite solid weather. You got the football that goes into it as well, which is my favorite sport. Basketball right around the corner too at this point, which is pretty sweet.
Everything also feels so calm. Like you go outside, it's not like a crazy wind. Like, of course, we get those like early,
you know,
late end of summer, we get
here
the
and
crazy storm. So it feels like in this year was kind of tame outside of Hurricane Ian, but everything just kind of calms down and like leads into the winter. I do love winter, don't get me wrong, but there's something about the wind around here that makes it less tolerable.
I think I would like winter better if I had if my car wasn't so not good in the snow.
Have you ever driven your car in the snow?
Oh, unfortunately, yes. I live here. You know, I've had that car for, oh gosh, it's a 09. So what is that? 13 years. Yes, there's been a couple snows where I've had to drive it and it doesn't do too well.
I've never driven my car in the snow.
That's probably why
mine doesn't even have the same.
Your
like,
front
low
wheel.
clearance
Your front wheel, aren't you? Are you rear wheel drive?
Front wheel.
Yeah, so that's even better. I'm rear wheel drive. It's no bueno. And I started off like I would buy the like, you know, I switched tires. I would have like my summer tires, but that's such a pain in the ass. And also I've come to learn like it's not good.
It's not going to make enough of a difference to make it practical.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't make it worth it. So I just don't drive it in the snow. That's what I've come to learn.
And I mean, not to count ahead and look ahead, but I feel like there's like an old farmer's legend about woolly worms, and the more you see, the more snow you're gonna get. Well,
are you referring to the one that's right there on the floor? In
so
the
there's
studio?
one on the floor, and then like I've seen like 4 or 5. I've never seen them before in my life.
Yeah, you're right. I do feel like I've been. I mean, you've seen them before, but just not so much.
Not that I've taken note.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's it. Now that you bring it up, I didn't know that's an old farmer's almanac thing.
Yeah.
So, oh boy, buckle up, everybody. Get ready for it. But either way, we'll have at least a couple pumpkin beers. That's one of the nice things about it. If you do get the snow, I like to just go and put the beers right out in the snow. It's the natural, cooler.
Nature's cooler.
It's fantastic.
It's beautiful.
So we are drinking the pumpkin beers, and you know what? Mikey might have hit the nail on the head. Alewerks seasonal selection pumpkin. I know we're a little bit, I bought this a while ago. I don't know if the shelves still have the pumpkin beers, probably here and there. This one might be all gone because it is delicious. 7.3%. I think this is exactly what you're wanting and looking for in a pumpkin beer, man. It has the notes, of course. You can definitely pick up the flavors. I would venture to say it doesn't have the full rundown on here, but I would venture to say it's probably not actual pumpkin. We went over this on the pumpkin show that usually
squash
they're doing that, or this one actually it might even it just says it's just natural flavors and spiced amber, so it might even just be spices.
Pumpkin pie spice, so like using McCormick's back there.
Either way, it's delicious. This is a fantastic beer. Probably not a 5, just because I don't know if I'd ever come across a pumpkin beer that I'd give a 5 to. But this smells good, tastes great, awesome ABV. Virginia brewed, which also I gotta love. I'd say it's a 4.75. This is pretty much the epitome of a pumpkin beer right here.
And he is, of course, DreZ Drinks on Untapped.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, that may be the quickest I've seen you finish a beer with pumpkin in it.
Well,
You've enjoyed that.
it's good.
First of all, if you're gonna go big, go for it. Mexican style chocolate stout with pumpkin puree. They're not even saying artificial or natural flavoring. It's pumpkin puree in this. So I'm banking on them having actual pumpkin in here. The flavor tastes exactly like you would expect actual pumpkin puree to taste, which means it's not going to be one of those like overpowering things where they try to like over synthesize it. And stout's always solid. This one actually will, in fact, get a 5 from me.
Wow. All right.
It's delicious. I would drink this.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to trying that one here in just a little bit while we're playing. I mean, I know we did it last time, but it was a few weeks ago. I mean, it is pumpkin beer. Should we smash some more pumpkins?
I think we're obligated to.
All right. Might as well do that. We'll play some pumpkins. We'll come back and we'll drink some more beers. These were the leftover pumpkin beers I had from, last month. We have some beers that have been in my fridge for way too long, Nate. And I think I have you to blame for that.
I think there was some lo mein in there too.
We'll see. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. It's Brewsday Tuesday on 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.